Right, I thought I'd do a little video on my conversion of the Marconi phone. I think I did one on the RGD. It's exactly the same. This is exactly the same cartridge. This is a cartridge which is actually, this is a reproduction cartridge. It's a Chinese reproduction of the original, and the original would have been fitted, converted the 19, say for instance the 1930s or 1940s or maybe the 50s jukebox, 78 jukebox to sapphire instead of using the steel needles. Now this has a 600 millivolt output on it, and as you can see I've mounted it to the board. Now Steve, you asked me how easy it is. Well, it's trial and error, I'm afraid. It's like everything else in life. I've got this. This is a crystal cartridge and it still works, and it's a mono one. And I've got it glued to the 78 stylus because that's the only bit I'm interested in. Now, I've tried it on the RGD, I've tried it on the Marconi phone, and it overdrives the amplifier. I think there's maybe 1 volt, maybe 2 volt output on this. So, and you need some kind of drop-in resistor just to drop it down. There is one on here. This is off my Marconi phone. Let's have a look. I don't know if you can see. You can't really see that very well, but there is a resistor on here. There you go, that's it. Now, if I was to connect that through that, it drops the voltage. Because obviously this is the original pick-up arm on it. I've left it all original, so it can just be put back in as and when. So like I said, it's trial and error. So literally what I did, Steve, if you got this far with the video, I literally, without even mounting it to the board, I just soldered the 2 wires to the back of the pins, which is not ideal because it can bug up the cartridge, but I've got away with it. And just connect these into the input of the back of the amplifier, and just basically brush the needle with your finger just to see if it works. Now, it worked on there a treat. Now, I didn't think it worked, and this is exactly the same. It's the same cartridge. You can get them off eBay. They're 20 quid. And, for 20 quid, if it don't work, it's not the end of the world. You're not spending mega bucks on it. You can get the styluses for it. So that's the replacement stylus. And as you can see, I've done exactly the same with that. And I've mounted it to the board. I've just wedged it in. That's all I've done. And I've got some pins which I've ordered, so you don't have to solder it right on the back, which it makes it easy to dismantle. But yeah, and the reason I've got it to pieces because this is unshielded, so it has a hum. So I've managed to get hold of this cable, which has got some shielding on it. Obviously you can see around the outside, and you've got it's dual core, so I can use it. So hopefully this will work. So that's all I did, Steve, is literally put it on the back of I've tried it on the back of there, just plugged into the back of the amp without doing anything else, flicked it with my finger. That's got a good output, no problem. If it hums, you've got to shield it, obviously, the best way you can. I'm not an expert in this in any shape or form. Now, when I tried the crystal cartridge on this, it worked. It got plenty of volume, but the hum on it was horrendous. I've come to use this morning, and it didn't bloody work. It was dead as a doornail. I managed to get it to work. It was my soldering job on it, so I resoldered it. It seems to be working fine. It's the same with the crystal cartridge. Hums really bad on that, and also this hums as well, and this is only half the output. I think the difference is the RGD and my Marconi phone are single-ended outputs. They're not push-pull, so they're not over amplifying it. So there's plenty of volume now. Yeah, I mean, you've seen my other videos, but I just need to get rid of the hum. So the other thing I've done, if I can find it, as usual, I've put the tone arm down, and I don't know what I've done with it. Things keep going missing here. I'm repairing the tone arm. It was cracked anyway. It was, I'll show you on this. It was cracked just along here like that, and I've just glued it. And I've just put the bloody thing down. Oh, here it is. God. Right, as you can see, I've done it. It's got a chunk out of it, unfortunately. Not a lot I can do about that. I'll put a bit on some other tone arms, so again I might just swap it out. But all I've done is glued it to that, and it has to go at an angle like that. So when it's playing the record, hang on, let's get it right. It has to play like that. There you go. It has to play at an angle, because if you do it flat, it don't work. So yeah, so at the minute I'm just gonna see if I can get this wired up. I'm gonna have to desolder the one end of this thing to make sure it's yeah, just to make sure it's so it doesn't drop the voltage down on the cartridge. But anyway, I'll get back to you later. Whether I'll post this video or not, I don't know, but anyway, I'll see you later, guys.